welcome to today's workout. This exercise, or this workout, you're going to be working for 30 seconds on each exercise with no rest in between each exercise, but you can, if you want to, have rest in between your rounds, okay? So, for instance, there is precisely 6 exercises for you to complete, so that is 3 minutes of work, solid, straight through. When you get to your 3rd minute and you've completed those 6 exercises, you can then rest for 60 to 90 seconds before you then start that exactly the same exercises again. So we're going to complete that 3 times. So you've got 3 minutes of work, 60 to 90 seconds of rest, 3 minutes of work, 60 to 90 seconds rest, 3 minutes of work, and then you are done, okay? 9 minutes of work and you are done. Let's get stuck in. For this exercise, we're going to be doing lunges. So all you need to do is put your feet together, step backwards with one leg, knee down to the floor, and keep changing legs. So we're going to keep that going, okay? Focusing on this front knee here, where I'm going to get it, there, on being the hinge point, not for it to go forward. See, can you just show us the balance of the knees? We're not aiming for that knee to go forward. We're just keeping it where it is. Okay, so see, show us some good ones now. Perfect. So keeping that body in a sort of a straight or streamlined position, and we can have our hands across our chest, or we can hold something if you want to hold something just to keep yourself stable. Doing a plank, and I'm sure you all know how to do a plank, and I'm sure that you've all seen a plank done before, but straight line from bottom to back. Really important, that straight line. Keep your head up, weight through your shoulders. If you need to regress a plank, okay, and at some point you may need to, just drop your knees directly to the floor, but just make sure that we're not letting our hips drop to the floor. Keep it as tight as we can. Let's focus on squeezing our stomach, or our belly button, into our stomach as much as we can. And that's a plank. Okay, so for this next exercise, we're gonna be doing a squat and knee drive. So again, we're gonna focus on making sure when we squat down, our knees are over our toes. As we stand up, we're gonna drive our knees. To make it harder, you can then put your hands by your ears and sort of really squeeze your abs together. So as you're standing up, you're also then doing a bit of a crunch, okay, with your elbow down to your knee. Okay, that one is called squat and knee drive. For this exercise, we're doing what's called a kettlebell upright row, but let me just explain this really quickly. If you haven't got a kettlebell, but you've got a band, you can do exactly the same exercise with a band instead of a kettlebell. There you go, I'm a poet. So, kettlebell upright row. We're looking at keeping our knuckles facing the floor, lifting your elbows up, just up to chin height, okay? Making sure we keep our core nice and tight, so we can just try to face that way for us, see? Just show us one back rep where you would lean backwards, okay? So that's exactly what we don't want. We do not want any curvature in the spine whatsoever. Keep that core as tight as you can, ladies. Really important, okay? Kettlebell up, elbows high. This one, almost like shrugging your shoulders as you lift it up. That's going to really get you a nice definition in your shoulders there. If you haven't got a band, you haven't got a kettlebell, it's not a problem at all, because I'm sure you've all got handbags. Okay, so with your handbag, you can put some weights in that handbag, and it's got a strap on it, okay? You can do exactly the same with your handbag. So if you haven't got a band, you haven't got a kettlebell, you've definitely got a handbag, or you've got something along that lines, I'll get one. By the way, this is great advertisement. There we go, CNS, written all over it. So, there you go, bag, upright row. There we go, there's always ways of getting around exercises, and that is exactly a great example. So there, kettlebell upright row, band upright row, and bag upright row. Okay, for this next exercise, we're gonna be doing what's called high knees. So, we are just jogging on the spot, okay, with our knees up to hip height. So if you turn this that way as you're doing it, see? Beautiful, there. So high knees up to waist height. If you need to, you can just start to step it out, okay? And if you want to make that again a little, or we can just do high knees, there, exactly. We can step it out so we can squeeze our abs together. And that is high knees. Or we can slow it down a little bit more. Okay, so for hand release push-ups, we're looking, so Charlie's going to do full ones first. So we're looking to have your chest go to the floor and to keep your hips off the floor. So if I was to just go along and put my hand under here, okay, C's hips are not touching the floor whatsoever, okay? So we're keeping our chest on the floor. When we get to the floor, just release your hands, okay? So we get a full extension as much as we can in the shoulder blades, open up your chest tendons, okay? Then pressing back up from there. trying not to push our weight backwards. See, if you just show us one where you press up, try not to push backwards, sort of pushing backwards. We want to keep all the weight through your shoulders as much as possible. Obviously, to regress this, you've all done a press up, no doubt, before. Going down to the floor, you can push your knees down into the floor so we're able to push up, okay? I would like to see everyone do it on their toes on the way down. If you can control yourself to a certain extent and then maybe just let yourself fall to the floor without hurting yourself. So that's hand release push up.